one day. I'm going to let astronaut Stan Love, who I have here with me live, and he is going to tell you a little bit more about the NEEMO 16 mission.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, so here at NEEMO 16, and it's number 16 because we've done this 16 times before, sent astronauts to live in the underwater habitat. On NEEMO 16, we're pretending that we're exploring a near-Earth asteroid. And this is about the best simulation of an asteroid mission that we can do without actually going and doing it. NASA's planning right now to try to go send people, human explorers, to a near-Earth asteroid maybe in 2025, so 12 to 15 years from now. It's such a good place to simulate an asteroid for a bunch of reasons. The first is the effectively weightless environment. So those of you who got to go on the Vomit Comet today, the reduced gravity aircraft today, got to experience brief 30-second intervals of being weightless. Now, of course, gravity's still pulling you, but gravity's pulling the airplane down at the same rate, so you don't feel any weight. In water, we can't fall with gravity the way you do on the reduced gravity aircraft, but we can mimic weightlessness because of buoyancy. Human body is mostly water, so you immerse a human body in water, and the water buoys it up so that it neither floats nor sinks. You add a bunch of equipment to a person, they'll probably sink, but then you can ballast them out with air and then maybe weights here and there on their body, and you can actually make them so that they are neutrally buoyant. And that is actually how we plan and practice for doing real spacewalks in space. We send astronauts into our neutral buoyancy laboratory, which is a very large swimming pool, put them in the real spacesuit, weight them out with weights so they're neutrally buoyant, and have them practice, and that is very good preparation for actually going out into space. Again, if you've been on the airplane, you know that your body doesn't act the way you want it to. It's real unstable. Your legs become useless. You have to stabilize yourself with one hand and work with the other. All tough to do, and when you go out on a real spacewalk, you want to be able to do it right, and neutral buoyancy is the way to do it. So the Aquarius habitat gives us a chance to work in neutral buoyancy, which is a great simulation for a near-Earth asteroid. And I should mention that these asteroids we're thinking of going to are maybe the size of a football stadium or smaller. They have effectively zero gravity, so it'll be just like floating around near the space station if you're floating around near one of these asteroids. The next thing that makes Aquarius such a good simulation for space is the environment. Now, in space, there's no air of any kind. If you get exposed to that environment, you're probably not going to survive for long. Same thing underwater. We're used to water, but when you're 60 feet under and you're a saturation diver, which means that your tissues are saturated with air at the pressure of 2 to 3 times what it is at the surface of the water. If you go to the surface, you'll get decompression sickness, or the bends, as divers call it, and in this case, it could be very, very harmful. So you're not allowed to just come to the surface. Very bad for you. And that environment underwater, of course, does not have oxygen, won't support human life. We can still operate safely under those conditions, but we need a lot of specialized, reliable equipment. We need to make sure that we're doing a lot of safety checks and doing everything correctly. So adding the underwater environment makes it much more like the space environment. If you're just doing this in a laboratory, you know that if something goes wrong, it's not a really big deal. You're not going to die. Underwater, it's another story. It really is a serious hazard working in these environments. It makes it much more realistic. So another thing that we can simulate at Aquarius is the separation that we're going to have between our mission control and our exploration crews at an asteroid. When we went to the moon, that's 250,000 miles away. It takes a radio signal about 1 second to get to the moon, and then it takes an answering signal 1 second to get back to Earth. It's not a big deal. But if we get out to an asteroid, we may not be 250,000 miles away from Earth. We might be 10 million miles away from Earth. And it takes radio traveling at the speed of light about 60 seconds to get out to that asteroid and back. So if you, a crew member at an asteroid, asks mission control a question, it's going to take a minute for that question just to get to mission control. Then they formulate their answer, and it takes that answer a minute to get back to the asteroid. Try with a stopwatch and a friend having a conversation under those conditions. It's impossible. Your brain just can't get wrapped around it. It's more like text messaging than like actually speaking in a conversation. So we can simulate that here at Aquarius with electronic boxes, and we've been doing that all week so far. Every signal, radio signal, or communication we send to the crew gets delayed by 50 seconds. And all the video and all the return signals coming back from the habitat are also delayed by 50 seconds. And so we're learning how to operate with this communication delay, something we've never done before in the space program, at least not in the human space program. When we send robots out to Mars and the outer planets, we do have to deal with that communication delay. So we're learning how to operate there. Finally, if we do go to a near-Earth asteroid, we're probably not going to be able to take our big mothership and park it at the asteroid. The asteroid is sort of an uncontrolled natural environment. We might not want to risk our only ride home by having it bump into the asteroid. So one concept for exploring an asteroid has astronauts working outside in suits, working alongside little tiny spacecraft that might only carry 1 or 2 people, and using those spacecraft to explore the asteroid while keeping your mothership off at a safe distance. And we can do that here at Aquarius by using little one-person submersible vehicles. And we have 2 little submersibles this year from NUTCO Research up in Vancouver, BC. And they are acting as our little mobile spacecraft. And we're going to be using, and you can see them on the video there, we're going to be using those in conjunction with our Aquanauts outside the habitat to see whether having a little spacecraft makes it easier to explore, or because you have more things to coordinate, harder to explore. And so we'll be measuring all that and taking careful note of how long it takes to do tasks and how much workload it imposes on the people to have the little submarines or to not use them. And from that information, we'll decide what it is we really need to send to the asteroid. So that's an overview of what we're doing here at NEEMO 16. Again, the big picture items. We are in a effectively weightless environment. We have a hostile environment that means we have to pay very close attention to what we do to operate safely. We're using a communication delay that's realistic for a real asteroid, and we're using the little submersibles to mimic small spacecraft. And that's what we got, and then I think shortly you're going to get to talk to the Aquarius crew directly, and they can answer some questions for you.
Okay, we have Kimiya Yui from the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, and he's an astronaut with them, and he is live in the Aquarius habitat, and we'll go straight to him now.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Kimiya Yui, JAXA new astronaut. I just became an astronaut last year, so I haven't flown to the space yet. But I'm really glad to be here and participate in this mission, NEEMO 16. Already, yeah, Stan explained everything about NEEMO, so you already know the overview of NEEMO mission. But when I have a lot of friends. When I was in Air Force, I was a test pilot of F-15. So many friends told me that, oh, you became an astronaut, right? Why you are going to wrong direction or something. But actually this is really good test site for the space. So I'm really now enjoying and really proud of me to participate in this kind of test. This is really important to save money for the future. Maybe, I mean, if I'm doing tests correctly, we can save up billions of dollars in the future. So this is, we are taking this test really seriously and doing really hard work, cooperating many people. So I'd like to take some of the questions from you, if you are ready.
No, we are definitely ready for some questions. We have a lot of folks that are very interested in some of the research that you're doing there. So thank you for joining us today. And I think what we're going to do today is rotate between all of our groups today. So let me go ahead and start with the Alvin School District, and then we'll go to UTEP, and then we'll go back to Virginia Tech, then we'll go to the University of Florida, and then we'll go to anyone else that's there, and then we'll just kind of rotate. Each group will get to ask 2 questions, and hope you guys enjoy. We'll start with Alvin.
Okay.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yes, great. How are you?
My question is, though NEEMO and Aquarius are great simulations of space, what do you believe are going to be the greatest limitations?
Okay. Actually, there are some. Yeah, this is really good simulation site, but of course there are some limitations, a little bit different from the space. For example, as you know, water has viscosity or drag, so we can simulate weightlessness, but a little bit different from the real space. For example, if I'm in the space, it is really easy to start moving because of the less drag, and it is hard to stop. But in this water environment, it is a little bit hard to start moving, and it is easy to stop, completely opposite. So we always need to keep in mind this kind of limitation to conduct this kind of analog test to get a new data, actually comment. Am I answering your question correctly?
No, that was a good answer. I think there's a follow-up question from the Alvin School District.
Okay.
You somewhat answered this one, but I want to ask it anyway. As I understand, Astronaut Yui, it must have been a very proud moment whenever you were selected to be a JAXA astronaut. And can you explain a little bit more to me what space exploration means to the whole entire country of Japan?
Yeah, actually, Japanese people are really interested in space program right now, and they are really good supporter right now. And of course, they are supporting ISS program. Right now, we have a really nice space laboratory named Kibo. Japanese people are really proud of that. And also, we recently made a really nice cargo ship named HTV. That is also contributing to the ISS. So Japanese people really proud of our technology and really happy to see Japanese astronaut to go to the space. And also, we are looking for the post ISS mission as well. So hopefully, some country needs a good next generation human space program. JAXA will be, and Japanese people will be really happy to participate such kind of activities. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you. We do have some students from UTEP. Yes?
Yes?
You guys come up here. So UTEP will ask 2 questions, and then we'll have Virginia Tech ready to go.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question I wanted to ask, well, actually, my name is Steven, just to introduce myself first. But the question I wanted to ask you is, when you compare your current living conditions to like normal living conditions, what would you say is the most significant difference between the two? I guess as far as like sleeping arrangement and stuff like that.
Yeah. Actually, for my first impression, the view from the window, it's really beautiful. Yeah, it's really hard to see, but for you, but there are a lot of beautiful fish swimming around. This is like an aquarium, so it is really beautiful. But of course, I'm away from my family, so it's a little bit tough part. And of course, as you already heard, we are experimenting the 50 seconds time delay between the ground and here. So it's really hard to communicate with my family, only like a text message or emails. So that's kind of a big difference between the normal living place and living in the Aquanaut, Aquarius. But other than that, I'm really happy to be here. So there are good points, a lot of good points. I'm really happy to work with other crews. So yeah, this is a really nice place.
Okay, cool. We have another question from UTEP. Come on up.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, my question is, what type of special technology and equipment is provided to the NEEMO crew?
Oh, special equipment, you mean in this mission? Yeah, there are not so many really like special equipment we are not we are using. Normal like dive gear. Actually, the dive while we are diving, we are using special helmet, which allow us to dive in the deep sea. And also, of course, we are saturated diver, so we can dive longer. But other than that, yeah, the living circumstances is almost the same as normal life. And I would say this kind of computers that is really useful for the keep the timeline ongoing. Yeah, and also food maybe that is almost all foods are dehydrated like space food. That's kind of new experience for me, but that is also interesting. Yeah. Other than that, I can't find any like a special thing right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, not a problem. We'll go ahead and go to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, where are you at? We've got 2 questions ready to go. Here they are.
Good afternoon. As you said earlier, the NEEMO 16 primary mission is to work with near-Earth asteroids. As you may know, earlier in the year, a company called Planetary Resources plans to mine asteroids to bring resources back to Earth. I was wondering if
Yes.
there's been any conversation between NEEMO and Planetary Resources about, trying to go to asteroids and get some resources.
Yeah, I already got a briefing about that, and also I think some of the coordination is going on. I mean, just probably the information exchange, but some kind of like interaction is ongoing, I think. But specifically for me, as a NEEMO 16 crew member, I didn't have any like a direct contact with such kind of mining activity. But I'm personally really interested in such kind of like benefits. Probably need to. It is really important factor to drive humankind to go to the drive the motivation to go to the asteroids. So those kind of research is also really important, I think.
Okay, good. We got one more question from Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Hi, I have one small question. I was just wondering what future missions you guys have at NEEMO.
Excuse me, would you please repeat your question again? What is the...
Oh, I'm sorry. What are some future missions you guys have at NEEMO?
What kind of future mission we are going to have from NEEMO, you mean?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, if I'm understanding correctly, what kind of mission will be like conducted after this NEEMO mission? Is that personally for me or in a general?
Just a general sense.
Ah, okay. Yes, of course, this NEEMO analog test is conducting the analog test for the future human asteroid mission. So, of course, right now, international ISS mission is going on, but future, we are hoping that we are going to have a future asteroid human exploration program. And yeah, I strongly believe and hope that that kind of effort will be the international efforts, and I would like to participate in such kind of program as well. I'm really willing to, yeah. Is that answering my your question?
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay. I think we have the University of Florida here. Hello.
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 We just wanted to ask about, sorry? We just wanted to ask about the active response gravity offload system.
Yes, yes. Algos, you mean? In the JSC, probably. Yes. If you are asking about Algos, that is actually really great way, one way to simulate microgravity situation. In this like analog test site in the water, we can of course simulate the weightless environment. But as I mentioned before, there are drag of the water. But Argos, that is cable is hanging from the loop, and that is computer is controlling that cable. So we can experiment weightlessness as well. The good part is we can that is also less drag because of the less drag. It's really simulated real weightless environment. So it is really easy to start moving, but it is really hard to move, hard to stop. So each method has pros and cons. So astronaut and test subject always need to think about what is the limitation of this equipment and what is a good point of this test site, etc. Is that answering your question or?
Yes, it did.
I
And
hope-
actually, the Argo system that you were talking about is here at the Johnson Space Center. And if some of the students behind me have gotten a tour yet, they probably have seen Argos in action, hopefully. So we got one more question
Okay.
from the University of Florida.
Okay.
And I'll let that person speak up.
How you doing? First, I want to thank you for answering our questions. And my question is, what features of the space exploration vehicle that you're on make it suitable for missions to near-Earth objects?
Okay. So what kind of vehicle is suitable to do the near asteroid exploration? You are asking probably.
Right. Yeah. What features of the vessel that you're in would make it suitable?
Okay, so to conduct such kind of near asteroid missions, we need some kind of a small spacecraft which can provide astronauts to provide some kind of foundation to do some kind of tasks. So it should be really capable to move, but also it should be stable for astronauts to work. Some kind of foundation to make a sampling or making some kind of unit to set it up. So yeah, it should have some kind of anchor or some kind of thruster system to get stabilized and also keep the asteroid to allow astronauts to moving around. Actually, this kind of capability, what kind of capability we are needed is also we are conducting tests to clarify what kind of capability is required for the future asteroid mission. That is one of our goals to find out in this mission. Am I answering your question?
I believe so. Do we have any other
Okay,
groups that
thank you.
are in the audience that would like to ask a question? Okay, well, I have a question. What did you have for lunch today?
Yes. Yes. Actually, I already had EVA, and I'm doing right now. This is this conference, so I don't have any free time. So I'm keep working today.
Well, hopefully you don't get too hungry. Hopefully you have a good dinner tonight.
Thank
all
you.
right, well,
Thank you very much.
Well, we have additional questions, I'm sure. We have about 13 minutes left in our session today. So let's go back to the Alvin School District.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, hello again.
Okay. Thank you.
So, in what ways do you work with NOAA NOAA to interact with the mission, like personnel, equipment, things like that? And if you are working with them, are you doing any type of specific research? And if so, what kind of research are you doing with them?
Right now, we are working with NOAA people right now as a NEEMO mission. They're gonna supporting a lot of providing us a small submarine and also provide us a lot of training for the scuba activities. But research itself, I believe some of the NASA astronaut is participating there like a submarine mission to conduct some of the research in this area as well. So a lot of interaction is going on with NOAA, NOAA, and NASA. And but specifically for me, yeah, I'm just getting support and also training from them.
Very interesting. Do you have another question from Melbourne School District? Or any of your partners?
Okay, well, last one.
Yes.
I guess what you can actually ask for me is, I mean, you could probably respond to this, but I know Astronaut Peak is a distinguished British pilot, and I was just wondering if you knew from talking to him what type of knowledge he was hoping to bring back with him that would aid the UK's microgravity research program.
Okay. So actually, his team is UK test pilot, helicopter test pilot, and he has really good, I mean, similar experience with me. So he has also really interested idea and actually to collecting data. His comment is really valuable. But specifically, what UK is like getting about such kind of data, or I'm really quite not understanding probably your question, but I'm really happy to working with him because he has really good people and he's a really good friend right now. So
Okay, good to know. Let's go back to UTEP. UTEP, you guys want to ask any more questions? Oh, we just had a lot of folks show up. Okay, come on up. Are you guys Haas kids? Okay, cool.
Hello, good afternoon.
good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Jonel, and we understand that the training must be pretty unique or difficult, and we wanted to ask, like, I guess, yeah, what kind of training do you need to go to? Do you need to go through to become a NEEMO crew member?
Yes, that is really, thank you for asking. I had a lot of diving training after coming here. But before that, I had to take a lot of lecture and also swimming test. I had to learn a lot of knowledge for the asteroid exploration because I need to evaluate how to conduct EVA in the asteroid. And most challenging part for me was before joining this NEEMO training, NEEMO mission, I only got dived 4 times in the open water. So just I got a open water license, and I came in and start training for the diving. I mean NEEMO training. So that was really challenging part for me. So mostly diving training, and we got a lot of lectures, and also, for example, we had also rescue, I mean CPR type training, and also first aid training as well, because NEMO is remote environment, so initially we had to handle our medical emergency situation as well. So we took such kind of training as well.
Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions from UTEP? Okay, Virginia Tech. We'll get to you next, okay?
Hi, good afternoon. Are there any
Good afternoon.
opportunities for students to research interactions with near-Earth asteroids, either internally or externally of NASA?
I believe so. I'm really not sure about NASA. I'm not like a specialist of NASA, so I'm not really sure. But if, for example, if like a astronaut get a sample from asteroid, of course, many people, including students, have opportunity to like get part of the sample and research. I believe, like lunar sample as well. So I believe that there are a lot of opportunity to interact such kind of activities. And of course, you are really young, so if you work hard and becoming a part of our program, of course you are maybe will be the core member for this kind of asteroid exploration mission, I believe.
Good to know. Good to know. I think we have one more question, or actually a couple other questions. I'll come over here.
Hello.
Hello.
I would like to take the opportunity and say thank you for what you are doing. I guess one day we all will be able to really appreciate and see the importance of it. I see that your schedule is pretty tight. You mentioned that you haven't taken your lunch so far, but however, if your schedule allows, what type of entertainment, if you will, is available to you, apart from fishing, I guess, and playing space tag? Thank you.
Thank you for asking. Yes, schedule is pretty tight, as same as life in space. But for me, most like enjoyable thing is like a view from the window. Actually, my name is Kimiya. Kimiya is meaning beautiful turtle, or sea turtle. So I was always looking for the turtle, and yesterday I fortunately found the turtle in the sea, under the sea. So I was really happy. We cannot access to the internet because of the 50 seconds time delay, but so those kind of like a nature type entertainment is really yeah, enjoyable for me right now.
Awesome. Well, I do want to make sure I can go to the University of Florida first. University of Florida, do you have any questions? Come on. I'll walk over. I think we have a question over here. Hello?
Hello.
I'm interested in knowing about this mission's particular to asteroid exploration. Have there been any new techniques in your mission that have been learned about operations on the asteroid or on an asteroid, anchoring or operations techniques?
Yes, right now we are conducting various kind of tests. I mean, analog tests to what is the most important, effective way to conduct the EVA on the asteroid, and we are learning a lot. Today specifically, we are using the like a jetpack that is allowed to us to moving around the asteroid. And yesterday we used the like EVA boom, which is allow us to anchor the asteroid and moving around. So right now we are testing various kind of techniques, and we are trying to find out which way is an effective way to conduct EVAs. So like including using small spaceship, or using like a translation line. You can see some kind of some line under the water with tension. Those kind of things is also maybe effective to secure, make astronauts stabilized, or make it make use for the translation as well. So we are testing various kind of techniques.
All right, thank you for that. I think we have about 3 minutes left in this session. We have maybe time for one more, we'll see.
Hi, I'm interested in studying how crew interactions during long-duration space missions is going to become more of an important part of the success of the mission. So I was wondering, how has the isolated and confined environment affected crew interactions?
Yes, thank you for asking. Actually, limited this space, or this kind of limited personal space, or maybe a delay of the comm actually, I'm thinking that enhance the bond between the crew members. I think that is really great. I'm really happy to working with 6 crews in a habitat, and also the ground crew, mission control people. Those people are always taking care of us, and the word which they are sending us is really warm and heartful. So actually, if taking care of each other, those kind of limited environment can becomes like a strong point to build up our teamwork, teamwork actually. So I believe this kind of condition is great to work that works with the challenging mission, I think. Am I answering your question?
I believe so. And I think we are almost out of time. You may have less than 1 minute. So if there's anything else you'd like to say before we say goodbye, now would be the time to do it.
Oh, thank you very much for joining this, setting up the opportunity to talking with you. I really appreciate it. I'm not a good English speaker, so sometimes I had a hard time to communicate, but I really enjoyed, and I hope you all enjoyed this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and please remember your startup task time hacks.